Well guys, what can I say today? It's taken a long time to get back to you, unfortunately. I've had plenty of computer problems to be getting along with. I thought in my wisdom that I was going to improve my computer's performance by adding a bunch of extra drivers to it. Ones which I thought would have helped it to be a little bit quicker. Unfortunately, some of these drivers that I installed ended up having the opposite effect. You see, I was using Driver Booster, and that is fine when you're talking about the ones available in the free version, but the pro version, all the extra game drivers that they offer, unfortunately that really didn't do my PC any good, and it got to the point where it wouldn't even boot up, let alone correct the problem. So I've yet again had to reset Windows, but fortunately my computer is now working correctly, so I can actually get on with showing you this next tutorial. Now, last time we spoke, I did mention that we were going to reuse this texture here to create some cobblestone, and it's extremely easy to do. So hold on, let me zoom in a little bit, so we need as much space as humanly possible here. So I'll just grab this first, copy paste, and I'm going to move this selection out to the side just here. I'll have to next. Now you see up here where it says filter, if you're not using Critter, if you're using some other app, it should have very much the same sort of thing. So if we then click Desaturate, and what that's going to do is turn it all to grayscale, then press OK. And you may be thinking, yeah, but doesn't that look exactly the same except that it's in grayscale? It does. However, there is something we can do with it. We're just going to add some highlights and some shadows to give this a little bit more of a 3D effect. Not too much, because we're sticking to the 8-bit style here. You can make things as detailed as you want. You could even do that with the dirt if you wanted to. So what we're going to do is zoom in on one of these sections here, because of course we can copy and paste this set of 32 pixels. So the first thing we need to do is to grab our colour here and just shift it to a little bit lighter, and everywhere it's by the top we just go like this. Oh, not there, this one. And what this is doing is just creating the effect as if the light is just catching it in those areas, and that will make it look a little bit better and a little more three-dimensional. Of course you can't actually create a 3D image on a 2D space, that's impossible, but what you can do is you can create the illusion of 3 dimensions within this 2-dimensional space, and that is the purpose of what we're doing here. So all around these parts, and it'll look a lot more like cobblestone and a lot less like just a ordinary flat texture. Now as you can see, you can occasionally miss little spaces like that. Some people like to do that, some people don't. It all depends on your personal style. Obviously when you zoom out you'll be able to see better how something looks. Oops. So just carry on all these parts here. That's one done. Always going along all these top edges. You don't need to go over this line because of course that becomes that there, and this is of course going to be tiled just the same as any of the other tiles. So let's put them on there. Just work your way all the way around. Just like that. Some people like to use multiple different kinds of grey. Myself, I usually think it's the best policy to keep it simple, especially for like showing you guys. We don't need the super complex stuff. Can do it, but you know, it's always best to keep things simple, especially if you're just starting out with pixel art. Fortunately, it is an easy art form to learn. I mean, someone gives me a pen and paper, don't have a clue. Give me a computer, I can actually make something look pretty decent. Go figure. So we go all the way along here, like that. And I believe this may be the final one. There's one more there. Right, so what I'm going to do now is just zoom out. And as you can see, that looks a lot more like cobblestone and a lot less like a flat grey texture. So, as before, all I have to do with this is we're going to do the copy and paste. Now again, don't forget to merge layers before you do a copy and paste, otherwise you'll run into difficulties, and this will show you how it tiles. That looks good. So again, merge layer, copy, paste. We can bring it down to this level here. And merge layer, copy, paste. And of course we do the last layer here. Now the final thing that I'm going to do, you may remember that way in this corner, be quicker and easier if I zoom out. This corner over here, I actually saved that part of the grass. The main reason for that is because we can now create a cobblestone path right here. And in order to do that, grab this entire section here. Copy and paste the whole lot, merge layer, copy paste, and we're going to move this, as you can see, all the way up here. Merge layer. Let's go over and get our grass that we saved. We will most likely be using this again, so I'm going to keep that. So just copy and paste, and we're going to bring this all the way over to our cobblestone. Just right there. So we put that like that, and if we zoom out, as you can see, got a lovely cobblestone path next to the dirt one. Now doesn't that look a lot better, and isn't it so much quicker and easier than doing a second texture straight off the bat, because just by using a couple of simple techniques you can turn this into this. You save yourself a whole bunch of time, you really do. So you take a look at that, how easy that was. And of course later on I will be showing you some different techniques as well. The next part I'm going to show you is how to do a bordered path, so you can have, I won't reuse the cobblestone for that actually, because I think it's going to be quite a lot nicer if we do some kind of brick path. And the reason that I'm saying we'll do a brick path is because if you're doing a game, you're going to like lots of different types of tiles, and some of those tiles are going to be for like nice neat little villages and things like that. They're not all going to be little outback areas where everybody's got a cobblestone path, especially if you're supposed to be doing something that's representing a city. So I'm going to show you some things to do with the more modern type of tile set as well, because even though a lot of people do like to stick with the sort of medieval theme that's going with the whole RTP, the good thing about doing your own pixel art and about doing your own tile sets is you don't have to stick to that theme. You can have whatever theme you like. And you can see how good this cobblestone looks just by using just 3 colours. 3 shades of grey. That's all you needed for this. Now, some people may use quite a little bit more. Depends on how highly detailed you want it to be. But if we're sticking to something that's going to be fairly simple, it's going to be easier for you to be getting on with. And of course it cuts down the workload, it cuts down the time. And of course another texture you're going to have to be learning how to do is things like sand, general stuff like that. So what I'm going to do for now is to save this, and next time we come back I'll be showing you how to do the bordered pathways, because that's something else that, like I say, you are going to need. And you could do it either one colour or you could do it lots of different tones, but that's something I'll leave to you, what your personal style is. But it has to be, you have to have a look at the tile set as a whole. You need things to fit in nicely with each other. But yep, I'll leave that as it is for now. You will be getting another video from me quite shortly. I don't anticipate any more computer problems, seriously. I've had enough of those, quite enough of them. Got to merge my layer for next time. Let's just save that again. So, with all that said, I'll sign off here, and I will speak to you very shortly. Bye bye.